Welcome back again. Another video. We'll be talking about narcissists always finding themselves in drama. So we're going to talk about that. Most of y'all know oftentimes narcissists will deliberately put themselves into the path of conflict. And many times getting into confrontations with people at work, with friends, family members, random people, you name it. There's always something that is going on with the narcissist. And I hear a lot of people that say, well, their narcissist may have not done that or whatnot. Well, some of y'all may not be dealing with narcissists, but typically with narcissists, you're going to deal.
Cunningham got caught taking money from big oil interests, a lobbyist for BP.
With conflict. It's unavoidable when you're dealing with a narcissist. The narcissists just cannot seem to stay out of hostile situations or out of some type of drama. In fact, many times they deliberately start conflicts by being petty and condescending towards other people. And a lot of people, don't like them, or they don't get along with them, or they don't hold friends for very long. A lot of people that, know of the narcissist, they're not really dealing with them on a really close level. These are more like, associates, more like a hi, bye, or whenever they have time to greet them type of situation. But this isn't on a consistent, in-depth level that they're dealing with the narcissist. Because there's no way that they're having any type of relationship or any type of friendship or whatever with these individuals without the drama. They go hand in hand. Narcissists move. I mean, they the way that they move, at least, they move with, such superiority and arrogance, feeling as though they can say whatever and do whatever they want to people who they feel or deem that are inferior to them. They feel entitled and don't like to be cheated, checked or corrected for their inappropriate actions. Right? It's a double standard with them. They can do something, but you better not do something. Right? And this is a lot of times when a conflict comes up is when a person does check them, or when a person does have an issue with how the narcissist is acting or how a narcissist is coming across, and they do have something to say about it or speak up on it, the narcissist gets very defensive. And many times, if most of you know and have dealt with one, they go overboard. They don't just respond back and or take the person that's correcting them, in a favorable way. They get irate and they go overboard, and that's just the way they are, because they feel like, how dare you tell me something? You're nothing. And this is how they are. So they try to intimidate the person who did it, or they try to mock them. You see a lot of mockery with narcissists when you try to correct them or check them on something. They begin to mock you or downplay what you're saying or doing, or flat out ignore you, or they play stupid sometimes. Right? It's almost impossible to be around narcissists without engaging in some sort of argument. They're very petty. And to give further emphasis on the pettiness, we can discuss how narcissists will go out of their way to put someone else down, or even giving sarcastic, deconstructive criticism. Right? Especially if they deem that person or individual to be smarter than them, or to be to know a lot. See, that's why a lot of people who speak of people who say, oh, you're a know-it-all. Well, the person might just be very knowledgeable, but these type of people who have inferiority complexes do not like people who do have a lot of knowledge, who they would perceive to be a know-it-all.
Cunningham got caught taking money from big oil interests, a lobbyist for BP, the company guilty of the largest offshore drilling spill in history. Congressman Cunningham is just too slick. NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
They don't like that. They don't like people that's smarter than them, or people that may get more attention or acknowledgement than they would, based on whatever skills or qualities that they have. They don't like that. Right? And it irritates them to their core to see anyone else besides them to be seen or acknowledged in a greater light than them. And this is what rubs a lot of them the wrong way. And they will sometimes, like I said, deliberately go pick an argument or start a fight with somebody who they feel like gets a lot of, attention or more attention than them. They're going to go out their way to pick at them, to pick on them. They're starting an issue. They're starting a problem with that person. Right? And the narcissist goes into an instant competitive mode, putting themselves in an adversarial position towards who they despise or envy. That's just how they operate. And that's where, like I said, y'all, a lot of this conflict comes into play at. This is where it comes into play. And people will take a lot of this stuff and off the narcissist, and they'll take a lot of these behaviors off these individuals. And as we know, it's all based on envy. This is where a lot of the undermining that you get from them come from, and the criticism. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of these behaviors, I've seen it in person. And you can always tell the heart of a person by the behavior that they're displaying. A lot of these behaviors where you have people quick to reach out and go at someone or attacking someone or, for no reason, right? Especially if it's based out of envy or their own personal dislikement. Those people are weak at heart, man. They're cowards. Straight up, cowards. And the thing is, they've gotten away with that behavior for many times. Because if there was other methods of instant behavioral modification, such as an ass whipping, if you come out of line or come out of pocket with somebody like that, an imminent threat to your safety was present, you wouldn't see a lot of that behavior being displayed. You wouldn't. You wouldn't see people doing certain actions if they knew that there was an imminent threat to their safety based on their behavior. You just wouldn't. So a lot of this behavior goes on because it's left unchecked. There's no way to check it in the way that it needs to be checked. So you have a lot of people who are basically bullies and cowards that behave in these ways. The competing with you, constantly want to have competition with you, stuff like that it's all about trying to outshine you so you can't be the only one, getting the glory, because it makes them feel smaller. And they're not supposed to feel small. Or people with sarcastic remarks. Not a sarcasm and all that. A lot of these people have never even been in a fight. Not one time in their life. Never even came close to something threatening as that. That's why the behavior goes on and carries on that way. Those type of things from these people. And the reason why it goes on is because they've mastered the way of not getting themselves caught up to where there is repercussions for their behavior. That's why they are able a lot of times to get away with drama. And if they should happen to meet someone who's going to meet them with force or something like that, you will see them back out of that situation, move, or whatever they got to do. Or, well, I know one thing, they won't be messing with that person again. It's real simple, folks. The drama, they like drama and stuff a lot of times because a lot of ways they've mastered the methods of being able to push buttons and go so far to where they see where they can, how far they can go with stuff. You know, and that's just the way it is. You know, you're going to always have people who go at people, do things, and you know, cowardly acts because they know that, you know, the chances of an imminent threat being presented to them doesn't exist. So you will see that behavior carry itself out from these people, these type of individuals. But make no mistake in it, if it was the other way around and there was an imminent threat every time someone would act out of line like that, you wouldn't see that behavior as rampant as you do. Anyway, that's all I got to say for this video, yo, man. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I want to thank all of y'all for y'all support as well. Until next time, have a good one.